we're good. All right. So, you guys stopped to talk to me about veganism. I appreciate it. Want to start by introducing yourselves?
I'm Carl.
Kyle.
All right. Nice to meet you. I'm Brandon.
Nice to meet you, Brandon.
So, as you were passing me on your bikes, you said you love meat, that you could never be vegan. Okay.
No
So-
veganism.
Let me start by going over a brief definition, and then you tell me if you disagree or why you wouldn't align with it. So veganism is an ideology that rejects the commodification of animals, right? So that means we don't want to use them for food, clothing, entertainment, etc. And by use them, I mean kill them most of the time or abuse them, right?
Yeah.
So what about that definition do you not align with?
Eating meat. I like to eat meat.
I feel the same way, but like killing the animals and like making them to clothes, I feel like I agree with that.
Okay, so you both said you dislike meat, right? You kind of align with not abusing them for clothing or stuff, but you like
I don't
meat.
like abusing them, but if you're gonna eat them,
Okay, so I guess the first question would be, because you said you like meat, do you think that liking something or enjoying something is a justification for an action? So like if I enjoyed kicking puppies, for example, do you think that someone said, hey, have asked me, hey, why are you kicking that puppy? And I said, well, I like to. Do you think that justifies the behavior?
yeah.
It does. So I should be allowed to do whatever I want, regardless of the regardless of who it's harming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, so do you feel like we shouldn't have any laws then in place?
We should have laws.
Laws for what purpose?
Like can't kill people.
But you just said that I could, whatever I want to do, I should be allowed to do it. So if I wanted to kill somebody for fun, just because I enjoy
Yeah,
it.
you could do it.
You
but-
do you, but there's gonna be consequences.
Exactly.
So, and why should there be consequences for our actions? If you said that saying you want to do something is a justification, why are there consequences?
Because there's things that you can't do.
But why can't we do them? Or why shouldn't we do them? Like you said, we can do it, right? I can do whatever I want, but there are consequences. So that means we shouldn't do it. And why not?
Because it's bad.
But why is it bad?
You just don't kill people.
But why? So like when you hear about a serial killer on the news, right? And you say, wow, that's messed up. Why do you feel that way?
Because he's taking a person's life.
Okay, so it's the act of him taking a life, right?
A person's life.
Person, yeah, a human life. And you can empathize with that because you are human,
Yeah.
right? You experience human things. Now, the reason why veganism is a thing is because we care about sentient animals. So sentience is the ability to experience things, to feel things, just like dogs, cows, chickens, pigs, all mammals. Most animals are sentient, right? Especially the ones that we eat. So those animals can experience and feel things similar, not exactly the same, but similar to how humans are in terms of feeling pain, feeling joy, etc. Right? So if you can empathize with somebody getting murdered and feeling bad because you don't want to get murdered, then why would you justify the killing of billions of sentient animals that also don't want to be murdered?
Because they taste good.
So if a human tastes good, right? Because there are many cultures who do cannibalism.
Weird thing to be a cannibal.
Well, it's weird, but there's a lot of cultures in the past that have done it. And like you said, if the justification you're using is, well, it tastes good, then I should be allowed to eat anything. Well,
Milk makes my bones strong.
so that's actually incorrect.
That's
So,
why I'm a big boy.
well, yeah, I'm taller than you, but yeah, that's
But
actually
you're fully grown.
that's true.
I'm still grown because I drink milk.
That's true. I mean, I drink soy milk. I've drink only vegan milk for the last 7 years, so almost 7 years. So,
I bet it felt great before you were vegan.
no, actually, so dairy. Most people on the planet are lactose intolerant.
I am, but I like milk.
Okay, so if you're lactose intolerant, milk is not making your bones strong. If anything, it's causing more autoimmune issues.
It makes me poop a lot and stuff, but I like the taste and it makes me big and strong. That's what my mom always told me.
Right. Well, if you're lactose intolerant, you're probably malabsorbing those nutrients, right? So you're probably not absorbing those nutrients properly, right?
Well, maybe I'm
So-
getting big and strong because all those steaks.
No. So actually, all of the protein, if you're referring to protein, all of the protein that you can get from animal products, you can also get in plant-based products.
But you get more
you get
from
more.
animals.
So it depends what you mean by more, right? So if you're talking about just like more protein in one place, yes. But in terms of how we produce that meat, it's much less efficient. So yes, you can get like in one steak, there might be more protein than like a cup of beans, but beans are much more efficient to produce. And
all those vegan products are like more like have like more chemicals in them because they're all like produced and stuff.
so you're talking about the processed vegan foods, right? And you don't have to eat processed vegan foods. So plant-based foods are also can be
Can't
whole.
just live on lettuce though.
Not lettuce. So there's rice and beans, there's lentils, there's whole grains like breads, there's different grains like pasta. You also have fruits and
I
vegetables.
love pasta. I love chicken parm though. I need the chicken.
Okay, so I mean, I know you guys are just having fun here, but if we go back to the original question, right?
What was the original question?
How can you justify killing billions of sentient animals when we don't need to do so to
I don't
survive?
kill them.
How can you justify paying for them to be killed?
By giving the stores my money.
Right, but right, so
Circle of life, as she said.
well, actually, so what we do to animals is we breed them by the billions. So we're not going out hunting them.
Children.
Yeah, just like children.
Right, so
Let's
we
eat the children.
right, so we breed these animals by the billions, right? So it's not a life cycle. We actually put these animals on this earth just to kill them, and we don't let them live out their life. We kill them very, very prematurely, right? So again,
There's so many animals. They're just like
But like they'd become
many.
invasive if we didn't kill them.
no. So the only reason why they're in such large populations is because we breed them. So they're not natural animals. They're domesticated.
If we just let them all go though, then it would be pretty invasive.
So we wouldn't just let them all go. The idea is that this shift to veganism would happen gradually, and how that happens is via supply and demand. So when more people choose to put their money
I demand
elsewhere,
more chicken.
right? So when more people choose to put their money towards other products, the demand for meat goes down or other animal products, and therefore we breed less animals and the population goes down, right? So again, because I do want to get an answer, and if you don't have one, then that's another thing. But when it comes to sentient animals, you guys said there are consequences, there should be laws, right? You said you don't want to see humans killed because you can empathize because you're a human, right? Do you guys have pets?
Yeah.
What kind of pets?
dog.
I got dogs and chickens, and I eat their eggs every day.
Okay. So with the dogs, right? Would you guys slit your dog's throat?
No, because that's my pet.
So if somebody else slit their throat and cooked it on barbecue, would you eat it?
No, because I'm not a cannabis.
I'm not eating my own pet.
Okay. So if somebody cooked.
You're not cannabis.
So somebody cooked another dog. So somebody cooked and cut up another dog and fed it to you, or like offered it to you. Would you eat
I'm
it?
open to try new things.
Okay. So,
He is too.
What?
would you eat a dog? No. Right. Of course not. So, the question is, right? What is the morally substantive difference between a dog and a cow, chicken, or pig? Right? Because they are.
If it's my dog, I don't care, but I'll eat somebody else's dog.
Okay. I honestly doubt that, but.
I love trying new things. Sarah won't try another person's
So
dog.
you can kill and eat that tiny dog right there.
Don't tell him. But
You have the heart. You would. Okay. Well.
I would maybe not kill him. Maybe I'd have like my neighbor do it or something.
Right. So okay, but so you would pay someone to kill that dog.
Yeah, and I'd just eat it all up.
Yeah. I highly doubt that, but I mean,
Yeah, I
this
won't.
guy seems a little more serious. But when it comes to eating a dog, right? So you shook your head. You said no, you wouldn't do it, right? So again, you said one is pets. So we chose them to be pets, right?
Yeah.
So
That
veganism.
would be too big for my house.
Well, but not for a sanctuary or a larger area. But
Too poor for a sanctuary.
when it comes to veganism, it aligns with every other form of fighting against injustice, right? So same thing with racism, homophobia, sexism, right? They discriminate against people because they're different. So veganism it tries to combat speciesism. And speciesism is when you discriminate against other animals.
frogs.
Yeah, exactly. So, for example, right, let's say you love dogs. You would never hurt a dog.
Would you eat a vegan frog? Because it's vegan.
So let's say you love dogs, right? You never hurt dogs, right? But then you pay for cows, chickens, and pigs to be murdered. There's nothing actually different about them that where one deserves to die by the billions and the other one doesn't. But
Dogs are a lot
you
cuter.
choose. Well, I would argue differ. I mean, baby pigs are adorable. Same thing with.
Yeah, but then once they get big and fat, not so much.
Right, but a lot of baby pigs are killed in factory farming. So a lot of them, if they're. So what they do is they take baby pigs by the hind legs and they smash them on the ground while they're alive with no anesthetic. A lot of times they also castrate pigs while they're alive with no anesthetic. Do you know what castration is?
Nope.
Okay, so it's when they remove their testicles.
Don't
And
they
they,
do that to like dogs and stuff though?
so they put dogs under anesthesia, and they also take much better care of. This is without anesthesia while they're, newborns. So, again, when we're talking
How
about,
do they take off the testes?
yeah, you're starting to give me real sick vibes. But anyway, when it comes to the point of veganism, right? I think, I know you guys are just trolling, and that's fine. But I really, unless you guys have a justification for what we do to animals, I do encourage you to think about where your money's going and what your actions contribute to.
I'm not paying.
And, well, you will be one day. So maybe your parents pay for it now, but you will have to choose where that money goes. And,
I'm putting all of it into meat.
and that's your choice at the end of the day. I can't force you,
Like
but
my plate is like 90% meat, a little bit of veggies, and then a lot of rice.
sure. But again, you don't have a justification. So if you do that, you are either going against your morals, or you probably have slightly, psychopathic viewpoints if you just want to kill everything. No, I said you might have slightly psychopathic viewpoints if you just want everyone to kill each other.
No, I'm
No,
talking
I
about
just
like
want,
chickens, because
like-
I like chicken.
But you just,
Cows too are yummy too.
right, but you just said,
Pulled pork.
but you just said you would, you said you'd eat a dog, which again, I would argue against. But my thing is, if you don't want to see humans harm, again, when it comes to sentient animals, what's the morally substantive difference between sentient animals and sentient humans? Because we are animals at the end of the day.
Yeah, but
The
we don't
difference
eat
is
the
I'm on
humans.
2 feet, they're on 4, and I'm smarter than them.
Okay, so you're saying might equals right?
Yep.
So if I'm bigger than you, I could do whatever I want.
I guess.
Basically, yeah.
Really? And there should be no consequences.
Maybe some
have
consequences.
Well, why should there be consequences?
Because we made up those consequences, not
Because
the
it's a
chickens.
law.
Right, but why is it a law?
Because they made it a law.
Okay.
politics.
Right, so I'm starting to, like, what you guys are saying is, well, what's in place? Well, it is what it is. I'm trying to get you to think outside of what's in place, right? Because how changes happen, at some point we had horrible oppressions, right? LGBTQ plus people were oppressed, they were hung. Racism existed in America, there was the American slave trade. All of that was legal, all of that was supported under governments, right? So you guys are saying, well, it just kind of is how it is. But I want you to think outside of it and think, why should that be in place or why shouldn't it be? Right? So when we have laws, why do we have these laws?
We'll run out of plants if we just eat plants and stuff.
So actually the majority of crops that we grow are fed to the livestock that we breed. So that's actually incorrect. We'd have more food if we stuck to eating
But
plant-based.
when we have to still feed them, the animals?
No, so because their population would be significantly lower than what it is now. Because again, what their population is now is not sustainable. We genetically modify them and we breed them by the billions. So we artificially breed them.
I like meat.
All right, well, I guess we'll end it there. But I do urge you to really think about your actions and where your money goes and everything we talked about. So thank you. I appreciate it anyway. And I will give you, you guys clearly might not care, but I will give you these cards. They have
these
vegan. Yes. Well, the paper, yes, but it's also 100% recycled. But on the back, it does bring you to a website. I also have a YouTube channel. So if you want to see this video, you can get it there. But thank you guys.